Welcome back. It's day 11 of May I Love Myself Unconditionally. I am your host, Mama V. And today our prompt is probably one of the deepest prompts that we're going to go into, or that we'll be going into thus far into the journey. For some of us, it might be extremely difficult to answer. However, I do believe that it is necessary in order for us to ask this question, in order for us to truly honor and love ourselves unconditionally. Before we get into the prompt, though, let's talk about today's quote. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become, by Carl Jung. This quote invites you to unhook yourself from your past and reconnect your power. It reminds us that while we may not have chosen the pain, abandonment, rejection, or conditioning that shaped us, we can choose what we believe about ourselves moving forward. But here's the raw truth. Many of us have been defining our value based on how we are treated rather than who we truly are. The prompt for today is, how do I define my value? And is that definition rooted in truth or trauma? So my response to the prompt is, I can say with confidence that my value has grown significantly over the last 5 years. I didn't think that I held much value before, or all the value I did believe was mine stemmed from accomplishments or values bestowed on me from others. However, as I've went through my spiritual awakening and journey, I now know that my value is simply from me being here, living in my authentic truth. The fact that Source lives in me is enough to show I have value, to believe that I am a part of an entire universal machine, and that it wouldn't work without me being here. That outside of me being a graduate, a mother, a daughter, a business owner, I am valuable. My very essence holds value. My very essence holds weight. I don't need any accomplishments. I don't need any material things. I don't need the approval or satisfaction of others in order to know that I am extremely valuable as I am. Like, I did have to sit on this quote for a while, because when you think of value, I feel like when I thought of value, of course, all of my accomplishments and the things that I have done came to my head. And that, I feel like that's what the quote is trying to get you to do. I feel like that's what the prompt is trying to get you to do, to completely remove all of the accomplishments, all of the things, all of the titles, the awards, all of these things that you've been recognized for by other people. Remove all of those things. Remove all of your jobs, your duties. Remove all of the makeup, the mask, everything. If you had nothing and you were just pure soul, what is your value? And I feel like that is your value. The fact that the Most High decided to put a piece of itself in you in order for you to live your life, that means you are valuable beyond comprehension. Just the chance that we get to live, we get to right our wrongs, we get to feel, we get to love. All of these things exude why we are valuable as human beings, why you deserve to live, why you deserve the things that you want, you deserve the life that you want, because you are here. That's the only reason that you need, is that you are here. Because I like to think that the Most High never makes mistakes. So if I was placed here with these characteristics, with me being who I am, with the path that I have in my head set out for me, then this is truth. And as long as I am living in my truth, no harm can come to me. So today I want you to pause and ask, where did I learn what I was worth? Was it in a home where love was earned through obedience or silence? Was it in relationships where your value was measured by what you gave, not who you were? Was it in a world that only acknowledged you when you were exceptional, beautiful, strong, or useful? These are the places trauma writes its definitions. You are worthy only if you're perfect. You are lovable only when you are needed. You are valuable only when you're invisible or self-sacrificing. But these are lies dressed as survival strategies. I even think how they say, mothers are so valuable. And I think it only comes from the fact that we are so self-sacrificing when it comes to the things that we do. We put ourselves last. A lot of mothers put themselves last, and that's not really the best way to go about living their life. I think it's only because we're so self-sacrificing, and we We very much think of ourselves very last. We're not the first ones on our mind. We're the last ones on our mind. And that brings up a lot of problems. Because if you can't pour out of an empty cup, it's not possible. Let's reclaim the truth. You were born with value. Before the pain, before the labels, before the walls you built to cope, your worth was whole. The truth is, you are not only what you do for others. You are not only your pain, your performance, your resilience. You are not only the roles you've played, protector, peacemaker, perfectionist. You are a soul with sacred worth, regardless of your productivity, beauty, or trauma story. Tonight, I ask you to write as if your healing depends on it. How have I defined my value up to this point? Be specific. Is your value tied to being needed? Is it tied to how much you give without asking for anything in return? Is it tied to the need to be seen or to remain unseen? And then ask, where did I learn that? Was that truth or trauma? Let the answers arise even if they shake you. This is the path to freedom. Because once you see it, you no longer live by it. As you move through the day, notice notice where the old definitions still try to speak. When you hesitate to rest, when you feel guilty saying no, when you shrink yourself, pause and ask, is this truth or is this trauma? Every time you choose truth, you are loving yourself unconditionally. Every time you choose truth, you are loving yourself unconditionally. And that love is what this journey is all about. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 12. Until then, please be gentle with yourself. If you need to cry, cry, baby. If you need to laugh, laugh as hard as you can. If you need to scream, scream with all your might. Because we are on a path to freedom, a path to reclaim what is ours. The love that we exude to others is meant to be exuded into self. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Peace. And shout out to the motherfucking universe for sponsoring this video.